This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
8:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lal Mallavarachi and read by Niranjan Abesundara. Minister Basil Rajapaksa stresses that top officials and people representatives should work for the benefit of the public. Police request trade union activists to act in a responsible manner in organizing protests. The Parliament will convene for 4 days starting from the 3rd of August. 47 more COVID-19 related fatalities have pushed the official toll from the virus in Sri Lanka to 3,917. Mill owners agree to purchase paddy in a justifiable manner. In world news, at least 25 dead as rains deluge central China's Henan province. Sports news. The first test in the 5-match series between England and India begin on the 4th of August at Trent Bridge. Minister Basil Rajapaksa stresses top officials and people representatives should work for the benefit of the public. He pointed this out when he met the public representatives, governors, district secretaries and top state officials at Temple Trees today. They discussed the COVID vaccination program in detail. The minister requests them to accelerate the health services during this COVID outbreak without causing them any inconvenience. Mr. Basil Rajapaksa further said government has given priority to fully open the country now to revitalize the national economy. Senior DIG Deshabanda Thenakon says conducting protest campaigns violating COVID guidelines has been banned. Some health guidelines have been imposed to control the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. Violating such rules is a punishable offence. Holding musical shows in open spaces has also been prohibited under the health guidelines. In this backdrop, teachers' attempt to gather at the Fort Railway Station premises is also illegal. Health and defence sectors have been committed to prevent spread of pandemic in the country. Therefore, trade union activists must think of this situation and act in a responsible manner in this decisive juncture. The Committee on Parliamentary Business chaired by Speaker Mahinda Yapa Abeyewardene has decided to convene Parliament for 4 days starting from August 3rd until August 6th. Accordingly, registration of Electors Amendment Bill, National Minimum Wage of Workers Amendment Bill, Securities and Exchange Commission of the Sri Lanka Bill will be taken up for debate. The General Sir John Kotalawala National Defence University Bill will also be taken up for debate after further consideration by the Consultative Committee on Defence. Director General of Health Services says Sri Lanka has registered 47 more COVID-19 related fatalities. These deaths have pushed the official toll from the virus outbreak in Sri Lanka to 3,917. Latest victims confirmed today include 26 males and 21 females. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health reports that another 1,180 persons have tested positive for coronavirus today. They bring the total number of COVID-19 cases in the country so far to 289,153. Presently, 21,525 infected patients are being treated at hospitals and treatment centres across the island. Meanwhile, the number of total recoveries has reached 26,758. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Call 0718 800 999.
The interim report of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry appointed to probe human rights violations has been handed over to the President, Gotabaya Rajapaksa. The commission was appointed by the President to investigate, inquire into and report or take necessary action on the findings of preceding commissions or committees appointed to investigate human rights violations, serious violations of international human rights, humanitarian law and other such offences. 4-member committee chaired by Supreme Court Judge A.H.M.D. Nawaz has stated it does not agree with the view of the Prevention of Terrorism Act PTA should be repealed and that the law should be amended after studying the laws introduced to prevent terrorism in other countries, including the United Kingdom. 3 proposals have been made to implement the PTA in a more democratic manner, focusing on sections 9, 11 and 13 of the Act. A floating solar power plant will be set up in Devanna Oil Reservoir. India will grant loan facilities for this 1.5 megawatt plant. This will be able to provide daily electricity requirement to the parliament premises. Government is also conducting feasibility studies to set up such solar power plants in major reservoirs and irrigation tanks throughout the country. That ends local news for now.
Now, get your EPF loan information and service details via SMS from HDFC Bank. Wherever you are, being a state and private sector employee, to obtain EPF loan information and service details, just send a SMS mentioning EPF space, name and region to 0718 800 999. HDFC Bank, the bank for your home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Both large-scale and small-scale paddy mill owners have agreed to purchase the paddy harvest from the farmers at a government-certified price. Prices of rice increased during the past period have several large-scale millers have purchased and stocked paddy, creating a scarcity of paddy in the country. A discussion held in the Ministry of Agriculture today, the mill owners agreed to purchase paddy in a justifiable manner to compensate both farmers and consumers. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
On to Watchlight. Police media spokesman Senior DIG Arithohan has said about 10 persons have been killed by road accidents during the past week. He said 3 of the 7 victims were travelling on motorcycles and 2 others were travelling in 3-wheelers. The other 2 died in the accident were pedestrians. Spokesman said nearly 10 people are killed daily in road accidents since the last week. Police spokesman said the special police operations are underway to arrest drunk drivers and reckless drivers. That came to In Watchlight. On to world news. At least 25 dead as rains deluge central China's Henan province. Oil-producing nations agree on deal to control prices. Nigeria secures release of 100 kidnapped mothers and children. At least 25 people have died in China's flood-stricken central province of Henan. A dozen of them in a subway line in its capital Zhengzhou, and more rains are forecast for the region. More than 500 people were eventually rescued from the tunnels in Henan province, officials said. Days of rain have caused widespread damage and led to 2,000 evacuations. Above ground, roads have been turned into rivers with cars and debris swept along the fast-moving currents. Oil-producing nations have agreed to increase the output with the aim of reducing prices and easing pressure on the world economy. OPEC cartel and partners such as Russia will boost supply from August after prices climbed to 2.5-year high during the pandemic. The move should have an impact on petrol prices at the pump, which have also rocketed. The price of Brent crude oil is up 43% this year to almost $74 a barrel. Authorities in northwest Nigeria say they have freed 100 women and children, mainly mothers nursing infants, who were seized by bandits. The group were abducted on 8th of June in Zamfara state. 4 people were also killed during the incident. Zamfara state government said they were released without any ransom being paid and gave no further details. The group will now be given medical checks and debriefed before they return to their homes. Back to the headlines of the world news. At least 25 dead as rains deluge central China's Henan province. Oil-producing nations agree on deal to control prices. Nigeria secures release of 100 kidnapped mothers and children. That was world news.
Development News is brought to you by
Quality matters than price. So as an engineer, I recommend Melba RB500. It's made with virgin billets using the latest technology. Melba RB500, #1 in Sri Lanka. Truly Sri Lankan.
Development news. Oceanfront condominiums goal by International Construction Consortium ICC has reached completion despite the challenges arising from the ongoing pandemic situation. ICC maintains steady momentum in the construction progress of Oceanfront condominiums goal to commence with the handing over process which took place last week. Property features a heritage building consisting of a double-floored spa and a fully equipped gym, along with a secluded courtyard, swimming pool with a sea view via a majestic Dutch arch. The complex, drawing inspiration from the Golf Fortress, consists of 101 apartment units spread across 15 floors. That was development news.
Development news was brought to you by
Quality matters than price. So as an engineer, I recommend Melba RB 500. It's made with virgin billets using the latest technology. Melba RB 500, number one in Sri Lanka. Truly Sri Lankan.
On to sports news. England have included bowler Ollie Robinson in their squad for the first two tests against India next month. Robinson, 27, made his debut against New Zealand in June but was suspended when historical racist and sexist tweets were revealed. All-rounder Ben Stokes returns after his fingers injury while wicket-keeper batter Johnny Bairstow is recalled. The first test in 5-match series begins on the 4th of August at Trent Bridge. That was sports news.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Savings account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The chair of the Petroleum Corporation, Sumit Vijay Singh, has said that 50% given to Love's Gas Company will be given to the Litro Gas Company if Love's Company moves out of selling and importing of gas. Love's Gas Company is engaged in selling and importing of 50% of gas of the Petroleum Corporation. Therefore, he said, there will be no problem in selling and importation of gas by giving that quantity to the Litro Gas Company. That was business news.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Savings account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The central bank has released the Economic and Social Statistics of Sri Lanka 2021, an annual publication of the Central Bank for public access. The publication consists of statistical tables categorized under 8 major areas: national accounts, economic and social infrastructure, prices, wages and employment, external trade and finance, government finance, money and capital markets, financial sector and statistics of other countries. The publication is available in both printed and electronic versions and will be a useful collection of information for those who are interested in socio-economic statistics. That is economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather Report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
Showers will occur at times in the Sabaragamuwa and central provinces. Several spells of showers will occur in the western, northwestern provinces and in the Galle and Mathura districts. Fairly strong gust of winds up to 40-50 kilometers an hour are likely across the island, and strong gust of winds can be expected on the western slopes of the Central Hills, north central and northwestern provinces, and in Hambantota, Manna, Vaunia, Kirinachi and Trincomalee districts. That was the weather report.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
Back to the headlines of the news. Minister Basil Radhapaksa stressed that top officials and people's representatives should work for the benefit of the public. Police requires trade union activities to act in a responsible manner in organizing protests. Parliament will convene for 4 days starting from the 3rd of August. 47 more COVID-19-related fatalities have pushed the official toll from the virus in Sri Lanka to 3,917. Mill owners agreed to purchase paddy in a justifiable manner. In world news, at least 25 dead as rains deluged central China's Henan province. Sports news, the first test in the 5-match series between England and India begins on the 4th of August at Trent Bridge. That in the news.